Hello everyone and welcome to Valentech World. Today we're going to talk about variables within Python, which are containers used to store data. There are different types of data that can be stored, and in this video we will focus on the numeric and Boolean data types. These types of variable are good to gain some familiarity with this programming language. In Python, a variable is created by just assigning a name, which is the name of the variable, to a specific value. This is different from some programming languages like C++ or Java, where you also need to define the type of variable that you are creating. Here, for example, we can create a variable v and assign the value 1 to it by using the equal sign. Now you can use the print statement, and when you run the program with F5 or by pressing the green triangle in the toolbar, the value of the variable will appear in the console. If you change the value of the variable and run it again, then you see the new value. You can use almost any name for the variables, but there are a few rules. The most important are that the variable should start with letters or underscore, and that they are case sensitive. So, for example, if now I add a new variable capital V and assign 5 to it, when I print V and capital V, they are seen as two different entities. It is good, however, to use variable names that are meaningful and give some context instead of simply keep creating variables like A, B, C, and so on, because by adding meaning you are improving the readability of the code. I'm simply using these variable names because these are examples. A quick digression: to add the comments in the script which you do not want to be considered as part of the code, simply use the hashtag. For example, hashtag this is a comment. You can also use this to hide some coding lines so that when you run the script, they are ignored. Let's now talk about some of the data types. The numeric data type is very common and important given that it is related to numbers. Two main types of numbers that are typically used are integers and floats. The integers are the whole positive and negative numbers like -10, 0, 25, and so on, while the floats contain decimals like -5.8 or 2.47 and so on. Let's consider two variables a1 equal to 8 and a2 equal to 2.5. It is possible to perform some math operation on these variables, such as addition a1 plus a2, subtraction a1 minus a2, multiplication a1 multiplied by a2, and division a1 divided by a2. Exponentiation, where you use the multiplication symbol 2 times, and modulus, where you use the percentage symbol and returns the remainder of the division. We can run the script and see the results of all these math operations in the console. You can also increase or decrease the value of a variable by setting the variable equal to itself and then perform some math operation, such as a1 is equal to a1 plus 5, or a1 is equal to a1 minus 2, and so on. In Python, there are also short forms to write these, such as a1 plus equal 5 or a1 minus equal 2. Essentially, you use the math operator before the equal sign. Let's now see the new results by adding prints and commenting the previous code. Also, you can use parentheses like you do it in math to establish the order of the operations. For example, a3 equal to 4 plus 2 multiplying between parentheses 3 plus 5, we'll start with the sum within the parentheses, and then do the multiplication, and finally sum the result with the number 4, and we obtain 20. Other important operations are the comparisons between these variables. The result of a comparison can be true or false, and you can store it in a variable which then becomes a Boolean variable. For example, A1 equal A2 checks if A1 contains the same value of A2. Given that it is not the case, the result is false. We can write b equal to A1 equal A2, and now the variable b is a Boolean which contains the state false. Other comparison operators are A1 greater than A2, A1 less than A2, A1 greater than or equal to A2, A1 less than or equal to A2. And then there is the A1 exclamation mark equal A2, which checks if A1 is different from A2. Given that they have different values, this is true. So the Boolean variables store if something is true or false, and these states can be used to make a program behave in specific ways. Take some time to try the operations between variables described in this video. They are important and you will find them in many occasions. This concludes the introduction on variables and the numeric and Boolean data types. If this video helped you to get a better understanding of Python, press the like button and subscribe to this channel. In the next video we will talk about strings. Stay tuned if you are interested. Thank you for watching.